Caitlin Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing in quite some time.
Caitlin Clark just made a bold move that has everyone either holding their breath or shaking their heads. She's diving back into the tumultuous world of the WNBA for her second year. This is the same league that nearly turned her rookie season into a nightmare filled with fouls, cheap shots, and blatant disrespect. So here we go again. She's willingly stepping back into a chaotic environment where she faced eye pokes, rough treatment, accusations of racism, and was often made to feel like she was the issue.
She wrote, "Thank you to the many people who have supported me as I've been able to live my childhood dream. I'm filled with gratitude as I reflect on this past year of my life. See you all in year 2.
And for what? A league that has been riding on her talent while giving her nothing but bruises and headaches? But that's Caitlin for you. Fearless, relentless, and seemingly ready to brave the madness once again. Let's just hope the WNBA can finally get its act together, because if they mess this up a second time, they won't just be the villains in her story. They'll be the clowns in their own circus.
Absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basketball and watching her play.
Caitlin Clark just announced that she's giving the WNBA a second chance. They should be grateful, especially after a rookie season that left jaws dropping nationwide, where she averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. She's decided to stick around for another year, and guess what? It's not because the league deserves it. Nope, she's back because she has unfinished business. If the WNBA had any sense, they'd be on their knees thanking her.
Make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond her years.
Caitlin Clark brought the Indiana Fever back into the spotlight while the team was essentially sleepwalking through the season. She turned the entire franchise into a spectacle, drawing over 177,000 fans per game. The Fever should consider renaming their arena Clark's House because she's the only reason anyone showed up at all.
Caitlin Clark is way better, way sooner than anybody thought.
But let's talk about what really happened last season. The disrespect and outright abuse Caitlin Clark endured from a league that was supposed to be celebrating her. She wasn't just playing basketball. It felt like a twisted episode of Survivor. From cheap shots and shady fouls to referees who acted more like paid-off doormen than officials, Clark faced every dirty trick in the book. The worst part, the league stood by and did nothing.
But she also did it with the spotlight on her at a very young age. Fame is hitting this young lady's life. And very, very rarely did I see a misstep or something that I wouldn't want to show my daughter. Literally every step of the way, it's just like, watch her, watch how she plays, watch how she handles her business.
The girl got poked in the eye and pushed around like a rag doll. But where were the whistles? Just like the WNBA's credibility, it felt like they were testing her. Guess what? She didn't snap. Instead, she kept owning the court, outscoring, outplaying, and outshining every so-called star they threw at her.
Everyone else is seeing this angle. I'm calling her in, and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
That was a straight-up UFC move, right in the middle of a playoff game, no less. I'm surprised they didn't hand out boxing gloves instead of jerseys. And where were the refs? Probably sipping their coffee because they sure as hell weren't protecting the league's top rookie. It's as if the WNBA took a page from the How to Ruin Your Best Talent handbook. I mean, why safeguard your future when you can just let your brightest star get a finger jabbed in her face during a crucial game? Brilliant strategy.
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. And
let's talk numbers. Clark received a staggering 177% of all flagrant fouls called in the league. 177%. How does that even happen? It's as if they were running a special discount on fouls for Clark. Buy one, get 100 more free. Meanwhile, her opponents are practically clotheslining her out there, and the refs are pretending to be blindfolded. Clark was putting up MVP-level stats, Yet the only thing she got in return was a whistle from a hapless ref squad, treating her like she was the problem. Yeah, the real problem is that she's just too good, making the rest of the league look like amateurs.
Yeah, I think just being competitive is who I am. It's what I've done my whole career. I think at times there's ways I can probably channel it a little bit better, but that's just basketball at the end of the day. No, that's never gonna change. I'm never gonna lose that. I feel like I'm getting hammered. I don't know. I appreciate Christy getting a tech too. Like, I don't know.
But wait, it gets better. Shoving, leg pulling, and every cheap shot in the book. Clark got the full tour of the WNBA's welcome committee. Other players were out there acting like she owed them money, yanking her around like it was a back alley brawl. And the league's response? Crickets. No fines, no suspensions, not even a slap on the wrist. If Clark's endurance doesn't earn her a statue outside the arena, I don't know what will. And what's the WNBA doing now? Pretending none of this ever happened? Acting like year one was a fairy tale instead of the full-on horror show it turned into for Clark. They should be begging her to stay, not shrugging it off like she didn't just survive a season in their chaotic madhouse. The fact that she's even considering coming back for year two is a miracle. If it were anyone else, they'd be ghosting the WNBA so fast they'd leave skid marks. But Clark? She's got grit. She's coming back, and the league better start treating her like the gift she truly is.
The WNBA has seen record-breaking numbers this season in viewership, ticket sales, merch sales, and just overall growth of the league.
The public perception of Caitlin Clark is fascinating. You'd think she'd be hiding in a corner after all the ridicule and mockery from the league. But nope, she stood tall, showcasing poise under pressure that would make even Michael Jordan and Steph Curry nod in approval. Seriously, when you're being compared to legends of the game, you know you're doing something right. And it's not just about the numbers, it's about how she carries herself in the face of adversity. While other players might crumble under the pressure, Clark just laughs and hits a three-pointer, all while everyone else is busy tripping over their own egos. Let's talk about social media, because Clark's strategy is a masterclass in handling public perception. Her posts are curated with the precision of a surgeon, carefully crafted to present her best self while dodging the noise from haters. And let's not forget those playoff games. She drew over 2.5 million viewers, the highest for WNBA playoff games since 2000. Talk about moving the needle. Now let's get into the so-called Caitlin Clark effect on the WNBA. If you thought she was just another player, think again. Her presence has rejuvenated interest in the league faster than anything else. Other teams are suddenly benefiting from her success, drawing in crowds that were previously non-existent. I mean, how does one rookie create a ripple effect that shakes up the entire league? Her fans have made it clear they want to see her play, and they want to see it now. Attendance and merchandise sales have skyrocketed, thanks in no small part to Clark. The WNBA should be sending her thank you notes.
The sense of entitlement and the sour, bad, nasty attitudes that many of these players are exhibiting, I think exactly is one of the reasons why for the past 20 some odd years, nobody has cared about this league, why there is certainly an antipathy towards it.
But let's not overlook the financial implications of Clark's stardom. The surge in merchandise sales and sponsorship opportunities is a clear indicator that the league finally has a player who can attract attention and cash. How ironic is it that they've been sitting on this goldmine for years? Now that Clark has come in and shaken things up, they're reaping the rewards of her hard work and talent. It's as if they've been given a second chance to shine, all thanks to her. So let's give credit where it's due. The WNBA should be bending over backward to keep her happy because, quite frankly, they don't deserve her. Yet despite all this, Clark's been thrown into a gladiator arena filled with critics, haters, and bullying players. The league has a lot to learn about treating its stars right, and if they don't get their act together, they may just lose their most valuable asset. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing for them, she's playing to elevate the entire league. The WNBA needs to wake up and realize they're on the verge of losing a player who's not only changing the game, but also changing how the league is perceived. So here's to Caitlin Clark, the true superstar who's doing the impossible while navigating the chaos that is the WNBA. Good luck, League. You're going to need it.
But to me, it was a message being sent to Caitlin Clark of like, you want to come into our league, this is how you need to be. And I think it's a message to Nike.
It's a miracle that Clark is giving them another shot, because if she decided to peace out and take her talent elsewhere, the WNBA would become irrelevant overnight. Now she's gearing up for year 2, and the hype is real. Fans are losing their minds, eagerly waiting to see what she'll do next, and ticket sales are probably breaking records already. But here's the thing, if the WNBA doesn't get its act together and stop treating Clark like a punching bag, they could lose her. And then what? Go back to pretending they've got a star-studded lineup while people change the channel? Yeah, good luck with that. Clark is the kind of player who makes people care about women's basketball. Without her, what are they left with? A bunch of washed-up players arguing over who gets more Instagram likes?